What is going on, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of the Parlay Olay Bets Best Bets Show. I am your host, Andrew Wade, the owner of the Parlay Olay Bets Discord, and apologize for the little bit of an absence. Was in Arizona for a couple of days, and then honestly just had a lot of stuff to do yesterday. So I'm back at it though. Gonna have shows for you like we usually do every single weekday. So far, we are up 20 units on the year. We had a strong close to January, and we are 38 and 13 on our free plays. So if I'm not posting YouTube, I am still posting TikToks every single day, posting the exact same free plays that I give out here. So your choice on your mode or medium of consumption there. As far as TikTok goes, the explanations are significantly less. We're basically just getting the plays. So if you like the explanations, YouTube's the place to go. If you like TikToks or something that's quicker and easier, TikTok or Instagram is how you can access that. So anyways, 38 and 13, 74% hit rate here on the free plays. And I've got 3 free plays for you today. The first one we're going to start with is Kyle Kuzma. And we're going to do Kyle Kuzma over 3.5 assists. The most important thing here, as we've talked about for a while, is no Giannis, no Kevin Porter Jr. And when you look at this, he's averaging 7.9 potential assists in that time frame without those two, and 37.5 passes. An increase of 4 potentials, an increase of 9.9 passes. What I really like to see, though, is kind of the increase in the trend of his playmaking abilities and his integration into the offense over the last couple of weeks. So if you look at these earlier games, right, we have 9, 3, 6, 4, and 5, right? And 6, but no potentials here. But over the last couple of games, we see 11, 16, 9, right? So you like to see that improvement there. Even the, kind of the minutes have gotten more consistent here as of late if they've utilized Kyle Kuzma more on their offense. So I like that just off the top. And then when you look at how he's played against the Bulls in the past, that's obviously encouraging. He had one potential on 6 or one assist on 6 potentials with 28 6 passes. And then he had 4 on 2 again in 23 minutes, 28 minutes. Yeah, 28 minutes. So when you look at that, those are still pretty encouraging numbers given the fact that they had a KPJ and a Giannis, especially in the second game. So the Bulls are just that middle part of allowing assists to his position. They are bottom 5 in assists allowed overall. You can see just the bumps here when you start decreasing those numbers. Start seeing his potentials go up as is. Let's look at, I haven't looked at points in the paint. Yep. So you see those numbers increase a bit in terms of his potentials when all these factors are in play. And then obviously the big one being Giannis and KPJ out. So I like 3.5 assists. I like it at the juiced money. I put a little bit heavier units on that at the juiced money. So that's what I got for you. Kyle Kuzma over 3.5 assists. Play number 2. This is going to be really dependent on Michael Porter Jr. being in the game. The Nets have looked like dog crap the last couple of games, but they've also been playing kind of a skeleton crew of teams, or a skeleton crew of teammates, I should say, at that time. Nick Claxton, though, coming off some 2 disappointing performances, 3-on-3 versus the Jazz and 1-on-2 versus the Pistons. You know what the most important thing to factor in there, though, was? No Michael Porter Jr. Like, that's huge, all right? Looking at I'm trying to see if I can find out there's no Michael Porter Jr., but basically, Michael Porter Jr. is a big component of Nick Claxton assists. So let's actually pull up, not PFF College. What is that? PPP stats. All right. We'll pull up the assist network. This is a really helpful tool to be able to determine where assists are going. One of my favorite things to do is to know where assists are going and is that a good matchup for that other person. So let's look at this, pulling up the assist network. We have Nick Claxton, and let's look at his assist. All right. The next highest total is 21 to Noah Clowney or 28 to Igor, 77 to Michael Porter Jr. And now that's consistent with the rest of the group, right? You see Terrence Mann here, his highest is Michael Porter Jr. Igor's highest is still Michael Porter Jr., but you start seeing things be a little bit more even keeled. 38 for Igor to Michael Porter Jr., 33 to Noah Clowney, right? Terrence Mann, 42 to Michael Porter Jr., but still 23 to Noah Clowney, 19 to Igor. So not as crazy of a distribution. So when you take Nick Claxton assists, you have to have Michael Porter Jr. in the game. That is, unless you want to take his under, that is pretty much a prerequisite. Okay. So the Discord got this at plus money. I like the fact that Michael Porter Jr. is in. That's the first piece. Look at some of these other centers as well, though. You have Carl Anthony Towns having 4. You have Sar having 5. Vooch having 5. Monekla having 4. Derek Queen having 8 on 14. Those are pretty impressive numbers. So I like what I'm seeing there as well. Let's just add Michael Porter Jr. here. You see his potential assists jump up by 2.6 with Michael Porter Jr. in the game. Now let's look at teams in the bottom 10 and assists allowed. You start seeing these pretty high numbers here, right? So you see a 5, 7, 6, 9, 10, a 5. I love to see that. Let's take that away. In the paint, you still see some pretty high numbers here as well. Transition. This is one of my favorites. So you see a 9.3. So out in transition, let's look at assist allowed in transition. Here's the scatter plot, right? 7, 9, 10, 0, and 5 with Michael Porter Jr., bottom 10 assist, and a bottom 10 in transition, right? So Claxton's going to be able to get you out and run. He's going to get you a lot of opportunities, and especially with Michael Porter Jr., that's going to be a huge opportunity. And you look at the Lakers in general, they are bottom 15 and assists allowed to those 3-point line shot areas, which is perfect for Michael Porter Jr. if you look at his score distribution, right? So again, bottom 10 or bottom 15 is spot ups, bottom 2 in the left corner, bottom 15 at the top of the break. So this is a really good opportunity for Nick Claxton to get back on track. I took his where the play is going to be on here is 3.5 assists. I also laddered him up in the Discord as well. So Nick Claxton over 3.5 assists. That is play number 2. And then play number 3 is going to be Tobias Harris over 2.5 assists. And this is really going to be a system play going up against the net or the Nuggets here. The Nuggets allow a ton of assists to that forward spot, especially forwards who can operate in the paint a little bit more. So you look at a Jalen Williams, 4 on 10, Kawhi Leonard, 6 on 9, Michael Porter Jr. He's not really my archetype what I'm looking for here, but Kyle Kuzma, 6 on 7. Jacob Ravia hit his line, which is not really someone I'm concerned about here. Chris Middleton, 4 on 7. You see PJ 2 on 3, even Zion 4 on 10. So what I like to target here is forwards who can be in the paint, can operate in the paint, but are also willing passers when getting doubled, because the Nuggets absolutely send help all of the time on that strong side. We saw this when Tobias played the Nuggets last game, and that's when he had 3 on 6 on 30 passes. What was happening is he gets solo coverage, right? And when he's dribbling twice, you then see Jonas Valenzuela roll over to then bring that double and force the ball out of his hands. It's a subtle double. It's not immediate, but they do that pretty often against these forwards and even more against some of the more talented forwards. But Tobias is a willing passer. I think this is a good opportunity for him to get 2.5 assists. I also laddered this up in the Discord as well. Simply, again, it's a system play against the Nuggets with how they attack that 4 spot on the offense. And if you see here, the results have shown that they do that again against Tobias, and the film says that as well. So I love this. Let's look at the position. I didn't actually look at that. All right, yeah. So not the potentials aren't there, but the actual statistics are there. 7 of 10 against teams that are bottom 10, which I do like to see. Although I prefer to see higher potentials here. That is all I got for today. We have 3 free plays, right? So we have Kyle Kuzma over 3.5 assists, Tobias Harris over 2.5 assists, and Nick Claxton over 3.5 assists. Those are my 3 plays for today. As always, the WAP link is in the bio. If you want to check out the Discord, use code Unrivaled for 50% off your first month. And if you have any questions, obviously send them in the chat. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and on X as well. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.